Hey, I'm the Grow Boss. I write the Grow Book and Equipment Guide, and it's just been one of those days at this store. So this video is for all you know-it-all guys, and I know you know who you are. You think you know something I don't, that you know some product that's gonna blow your shit up, or you got some tip or trick that's gonna double your yield and change the face of marijuana forever. Because you're the kind of guy that's going to come to my store and want to grow the best, most perfect weed ever. And you're going to ask me questions like, should I buy hydro instead of soil? Should I do cocoa instead of that cocoa? Or this soil instead of that soil? Or that soil instead of rock wool? Is rock wool better than cocoa? What should I start my cuttings in? What should I start my cubes in? Should I buy this nutrient or that nutrient? And how can I expect you to be otherwise? Because growing marijuana is a business, just like any other business or industry. And this manufacturer is going to want you to buy their shit instead of their competitions. Even I want you to buy some shit from me. Hi, I'm the Grow Boss. I write the Grow Book and Equipment Guide. And these are my No More Grow More Fat cards, because I already know everything that's going to go wrong in your garden, because I see it 1,000 times a year. The fact is, there are two types of customers that come through my hydro store. There are the growers and the builders. And I want you to reach deep down and search your soul when you answer this question, because you need to know if you're a grower or a builder. Because if you're a builder and you know the micromoles and the nutrients and how far apart your light is, and you have all the research and you've done everything you know and you've built the perfect garden, you are 100%, and I guarantee this, you are 100% going to fail. Because I know you guys. I buy your equipment back when you fail. But I also know the guys that are knocking it out of the park. And they never, ever know those things. They couldn't care less. Because in my experience from running a hydro store for all these years, the less a customer talks, the more success they're having. And that's because longtime growers just don't care anymore. The fun and magic of growing weed left the building years ago. And now it's a chore like anything else, which is why they're quiet, because they just don't care anymore, and is exactly why I always tell you, the less you do, the more you get. So here's a fun little test that I give to my extra obnoxious builder customers that think they know something. And you'll need something to write on if you want to take it. Here are 4 buds. And while we examine them closely, I want you to try to determine these 5 things.
Okay, the first thing I want you to tell me, were these buds grown indoors or out? And look at those trichomes. Number 2, was it grown in soil, cocoa, rock wool, or hydro? And look at how sticky this nug is. And number 3, I want you to tell me which nutrients were used and whether they were organic or synthetic. And you should smell this bud. It smells just like diesel fuel and ammonia. Number 4, I want you to tell me how much light was it grown under, a 400 watt, 600 watt, or 1,000. And I smoked some of this bud before we shot the video, and I am super high right now. And finally, number 5, I want you to tell me whether that light was a compact fluorescent, a metal halide, a ceramic metal halide, an HPS, an LED, a plasma, induction, or a T5, and I'm going to smoke some of this bud after we finish the video.
Okay, so you have your answers, right? Maybe you went back into the video and played it slow-mo, so you could really examine them. But you have your answers, right? Ready for the answer? All 4 of these buds were grown by the same dude, 10,000 watt Jerry, which is exactly why I tell you, yield is based on light and quality on grower talent. Because if you guessed anything other than the same dude using the same lights and the same nutrients in the same room, in the same everything, you guessed wrong. See this pile of equipment? It came from growers just like you, with hopes and dreams of building the most perfect setup or taking over the world. And they knew just what you knew, the statistics, the UVA, B, how many micromoles their light was, their LED, whatever it was, nutrients, water, whatever they thought was important. But the reality is, Mr. Builder, if you micro-focus on the secret product or whatever it is you think is important, whatever your friend's recipe or secret sauce is, The moment you micro-focus and you think any one thing is important, it's over for you. Seriously, growing weed is a 12-week project, and nothing is more important than anything else. You have to get all 12 weeks right, because the most valuable thing you could do is get a happy, healthy garden with just the basics. Then all these products are like magic. But if your garden is overwatered, overfed, you don't have enough plant, not enough canopy, if you put the light too close, if your plants are sick and shitty, there's nothing on the shelves in my store that can rescue that. Trust me, I've been smoking pot for 35 years, and I don't get any higher today than I did back then. And it's not because I built up tolerance, because today's weed is like 30% THC, and the border shit weed I smoked back then was like 8%. It's actually because it doesn't matter if your THC is 30% or 100%, because I can smoke this 100% THC in the form of wax, or I could smoke this 30% THC in bud, because that's not how your brain responds to smoking pot. See, your brain only has a certain amount of pot inhaled THC receptors, and once they're filled up, you can't get any higher. You can literally smoke pot all day long, but you can't get any higher than those first few hits. You can smoke 100% THC in the form of wax all day long, and you can't get any higher than those first couple of hits. It's not true for eating it though. When you eat it, your liver metabolizes it, and then it affects you differently. When you eat THC, it can affect you like alcohol or like opiates. The effect will continue to build. It's not like smoke inhaled receptors where there's a limit. And remember, if you want to grow great weed, I don't care what nutrient, hydro, light, soil, cocoa, rockwool, pH, ppm, meter, bulb, compact fluorescent you use. I don't care if you're growing that new Afghan Kush, Bubba, purple, grape, Mexican shit border weed strain. The reality of growing weed always comes down to the basics. Yield is based on light, quality on grower talent, and there's a customer that swears by everything in my store, and there's a customer that swears everything in my store has killed their crop. And that's because marijuana is an agricultural crop, and it requires little, if anything, from you or your friend's secret sauce. So stop micro-focusing. Quit being a builder. Give up on the dream of the perfect garden. And leave your plants the fuck alone. There's no reason for you to be in there 10 times a day. You should be able to leave them alone for days without you checking on them. This is an agricultural crop. There is nothing for you to do. Trust me, the less you do, the more you're gonna get. All right, I'm the Grow Boss. I write the Grow Book, an equipment guide, the No More Grow More cards, and if you want to pick them up, you can get them at your local hydro store, from eBay, Amazon, or my website, thegrowboss.com. And don't forget, if you like the video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. 100, damn it. Fuck. Oh, fuck, that was a shitty hit. But that... Fuck the button. No, the button keeps falling off because I'm high, and then I take a hit and I take my finger off the button. It's my fault. And I've shot this scene like 5 times now. We got all the time in the world. We can't fail. We got this special product. Oh, I got a special trick. Oh, my friend's growing. Oh, we got partners. Oh, there's all sorts of things I hear. Oh. See this used pile of shit? It came from growers just like you that thought there was some secret product or some secret tip or trick, or that their friends' secret sauce really mattered.